A lot of tense energy is coming from your person, and it's almost palpable in the way they're thinking about you. They're feeling an overwhelming sense of possessiveness, an almost magnetic pull that keeps drawing their attention back to you no matter what they do. Right now, they may be at a physical or emotional distance, perhaps they're living in a different city or simply navigating a period of separation. Either way, they want nothing more than to close that gap and come toward you. But it's not as simple as just picking up the phone or hopping in the car. Before they can reach out fully and step into this connection with both feet, they know deep down that they have to make some serious changes in their life. They might need to relocate, find a new job, or simply create a more stable foundation for themselves. This is because they want to show up for you not just as someone who is drawn to your light but as an emperor, strong, decisive, and ready to lead. They see you as the empress, grounded, nurturing, and embodying a powerful sense of stability and abundance. You have a serenity and independence that they find deeply captivating, and they want to match that energy with the strength and confidence of an emperor. Right now, if there's been silence between the two of you, if messages have gone unanswered or calls have been missed, it's not because they've lost interest or stopped caring. Rather, this pause is a necessary part of their journey. It's a moment of deep self-reflection, a chance for them to step back and examine their life, their choices, and the patterns that have brought them here. It's a time for them to cultivate a sense of assertiveness, to learn to make decisions that come from wisdom and maturity rather than impulse or desperation. They are learning to navigate their own shadows, to face the fears and insecurities that have kept them from fully embracing this connection in the past. But even as they're doing this important inner work, the longing to reach out to you is incredibly strong. They're desperate to communicate, to bridge the distance that's grown between you. They want to open up, to share the thoughts and feelings that have been building inside them like a pressure cooker. Meanwhile, you're in a space of solitude and independence, and it's a beautiful thing to see. You're learning to stand on your own, to trust your own instincts, and to embrace the strength that comes from within. This self-sufficiency is incredibly attractive to them, and it's part of why they're feeling this intense urge to reconnect. They don't want to be left on the outside looking in, they want to be a part of the world you're building for yourself, a part of the peace and strength you've cultivated. They admire the way you've handled the silence, the way you've chosen to focus on your own growth rather than chasing after them. It's made them realize just how much they value you and just how much they need to step up to be worthy of your energy. If they could say one thing to you right now, it would be that they never meant to break your heart or let you down. They're carrying a deep sense of regret for the ways they may have hurt you, the ways they didn't show up when you needed them most. In this moment, they're feeling almost addicted to your energy, unable to get you out of their mind. This connection feels like a lifeline, something they can't let go of even if they tried. They never imagined that you would actually walk away, that you'd gather the strength to turn your back on them and focus on yourself. But you did. And in doing so, you triggered something profound within them. It came through like a tower moment, a sudden, shocking realization that everything they thought was stable could crumble in an instant. That moment of reckoning forced them to confront the truth. They had taken you for granted, and they might have lost you for good. Now they're left with a storm of emotions, regret, longing, desperation, and a deep desire to make things right. They're realizing that if they want to be with you, they have to rise to the occasion. They can't just rely on the connection itself to hold things together. They need to do the inner work, make the practical changes, and come towards you with honesty and integrity. They want to be your emperor, to stand by your side as a true partner, not just a fleeting presence in your life. And even though they're at a distance right now, in every sense of the word, their heart is pulling them towards you with a force they can't ignore. This connection has awakened something within them, a sense of purpose, a reason to grow, and a reminder that love is worth fighting for. Even as you stand in your power, they're hoping you'll leave a door open for them, so that when they're finally ready, when they've found their strength and wisdom, they can come to you and show you the love and respect you truly deserve. I've come to a place now where I can finally acknowledge something important. I was stringing you along, and I realized just how unfair that was to you. Your time, your energy, and your feelings all deserved more respect than I gave them, and it pains me to know that I didn't honor those things properly. Your time is valuable, and I should have been more considerate of that from the start. Now that I'm reflecting on my actions, I see clearly that I wasn't being honest with you, or with myself. Instead of being open about my fears, insecurities, and the doubts that were swirling in my mind, I let them fester and grow, and in doing so, I let my frustration and anger seep into our interactions. I was too scared to face the truth about myself and my own shortcomings, and unfortunately, I took that out on you. I know now that I need to take full responsibility for my actions, and I'm willing to own that. I deeply regret not being more honest and transparent with you from the beginning. But now, I'm here because I want to be honest with you, because I've finally learned that honesty and truthfulness form the foundation of any healthy relationship. I realize that building trust takes courage, and I see now that I failed to show that courage when it mattered most. Instead of opening up to you and sharing my struggles and vulnerabilities, I kept you at arm's length. I thought I was protecting myself from getting hurt by not letting you in completely. Since we last spoke, I've done a lot of soul-searching. I've spent countless hours thinking about our relationship and about the kind of person I've been, both to myself and to you. I've come to some painful but necessary realizations about the things I need to work on. I know now that I've always been afraid of commitment, afraid of truly opening up and letting someone see me for who I really am. I thought that by breadcrumbing you, giving you just enough to keep you around without ever fully committing, I could avoid getting hurt. I believed that if I kept you at a safe distance, I could maintain control of the situation and protect myself from vulnerability. But what I didn't realize at the time was that by doing so, I wasn't just protecting myself from pain, I was also closing myself off to real love, real connection, and real growth. I see now that in trying to shield myself, I was actually causing more harm than good. I was hurting you, and I was also hurting myself. Every time I chose to hold back instead of being honest, I was reinforcing the very fears I was trying to escape. I was telling myself that I wasn't capable of a deep, meaningful relationship. I was telling myself that vulnerability was weakness. But I've learned that true strength lies in vulnerability. It's in being honest with ourselves and with the people we care about, even when it's scary, even when it means exposing our flaws and imperfections. I want you to know that I'm committed to changing this pattern. I don't want to be the kind of person who strings people along because they're too afraid to face themselves. I want to be someone who shows up fully and authentically, who's honest about their fears and insecurities, and who's willing to work through them instead of hiding from them. I know that I have a long way to go, and I'm prepared to do the work it takes to become that person. It's not lost on me that my actions caused you pain. For that, I am truly sorry. You deserved better than what I gave you, and I regret that deeply. I can't go back and change the past, but I can learn from it and make sure I don't repeat the same mistakes. I want to be the kind of person who builds relationships on a foundation of honesty, respect, and trust. I want to create the kind of relationship where both people feel safe to be themselves, to share their fears, and to grow together. Looking back, I can see how my fear of commitment and my desire to protect myself kept me from fully engaging with you. I can see how I sabotaged something that could have been meaningful because I was too afraid to let myself be vulnerable. I see now that vulnerability isn't something to be afraid of, it's the key to true connection. It's what allows us to build deep, meaningful relationships that can stand the test of time. I'm sharing this with you now because I believe that honesty is the first step toward healing. I know I have a lot of work to do on myself, and I'm ready to do it. I'm ready to face my fears, to challenge my old patterns, and to learn how to build relationships that are based on truth and mutual respect. I'm not perfect, and I know I'll make mistakes along the way, but I'm committed to growing and becoming a better person. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to reflect and to share this with you. I hope you can find it in your heart to see that I'm trying to make amends and to grow from this experience. Even if you can't forgive me now, I want you to know that I'm working on becoming the kind of person who deserves your forgiveness and trust in the future. You have a remarkable ability to read people, to see beneath the surface of their emotions and sense what lies hidden within their hearts. It's like you possess an innate gift, an intuition that allows you to pick up on subtle cues, expressions, and energies that others might overlook. Because of this unique talent, your partner often feels vulnerable and exposed in your presence. No matter how hard they try to mask their emotions or put on a brave face, you see through their defenses and understand what they're really feeling. It's both unsettling and comforting to them, for while they may feel weak and vulnerable under your gaze, they also feel deeply seen and understood in a way no one else has ever managed. Your words have a profound impact on them, too. You have a way with language that can be both soothing and enticing, striking a delicate balance between gentle reassurance and an undeniable sensuality. Your energy radiates a soft, nurturing glow that draws them in, making them feel safe yet intrigued. There's an allure to your presence that they find irresistible, an intoxicating combination of kindness, empathy, and a quiet confidence that exudes from within you. Even when you speak about ordinary things, your words seem to carry a deeper meaning, leaving a lasting impression that they can't quite shake. Right now, you are very much in your feminine energy. This doesn't mean weakness or passivity, on the contrary, your feminine energy is a wellspring of strength, intuition, and wisdom. You are in touch with your emotions, open to giving and receiving love, and you radiate compassion and understanding. Your partner feels this shift in you. They sense that you're more connected to yourself, more aligned with your inner truths and your higher purpose. It's as if you've tapped into a source of divine guidance that empowers you to navigate life's challenges with grace and resilience. Your partner is naturally drawn to this energy, perhaps even unconsciously. They're being pulled toward you, and in doing so, they're sending you a message, a lesson that invites you to become even more resilient and self-focused. It's a reminder that while your nurturing energy is a gift to others, you also need to honor and protect your own boundaries. This is a time for you to fortify your sense of self, to recognize that your strength lies not only in your capacity to love and care for others but also in your ability to love and care for yourself. You've been doing an incredible job of taking care of both your mental and physical health lately. Whether it's through meditation, exercise, journaling, or simply setting aside time for yourself, you've made self-care a priority, and it's paying off. You're attracting more goodness, abundance, and positivity into your life than ever before. You're like a magnet for all that is beautiful and uplifting, and people around you can't help but notice the glow that surrounds you. Your partner, in particular, is deeply aware of this transformation. They see how much you've healed, how much stronger and more grounded you've become. It's both inspiring and humbling for them, as it challenges them to look inward and confront their own unhealed wounds. They're beginning to understand that vulnerability is not a weakness but a profound strength, one that you've modeled so beautifully through your own journey. Because of your example, your partner now feels ready to open up to you in ways they never have before. They're beginning to trust that showing their softer, more emotional side won't diminish their worth or make them any less lovable. On the contrary, they're learning that embracing their vulnerability can be a path to deeper connection, greater self-awareness, and true emotional intimacy. This shift is significant, for it represents a step toward balancing their own inner feminine energy, a part of themselves that may have been neglected or suppressed for far too long. Through your presence, you've taught them that emotional honesty and authenticity are not liabilities but assets. You've shown them that it's possible to be both strong and tender, to be both grounded and open-hearted. You've given them a safe space to explore their emotions, to release old fears and insecurities, and to grow into a more complete version of themselves. In doing so, you've not only enriched their life but also deepened the bond you share. As you continue to nurture yourself and cultivate your own well-being, remember that your journey is a beacon for others. You are a living testament to the power of healing, resilience, and love. By staying true to yourself and embracing your unique gifts, you invite others, especially your partner, to do the same. The love and connection you share will only grow stronger as you both learn to honor and celebrate the full spectrum of who you are. It's not just about the relationship you have with your partner, but also the relationship you have with yourself. By tending to your own needs, setting healthy boundaries, and embracing the beautiful complexity of your being, you are creating a life of authenticity, abundance, and profound emotional intimacy. This is the real magic you bring to the world, and it's a gift that will continue to bless everyone who crosses your path.